All right, what's going on today, YouTube? Welcome back to your favorite cyclist YouTube channel. This week, we're talking about my buddies at Izumi and talking about what's new with them. But before I get into today's video, if you're new to my channel, make sure you head down below, hit that subscribe button for me. If you already are subscribed, make sure you hit that bell icon right next to that. That way you get notified every time I upload. That way you don't miss any of this awesome cycling content on this channel. So like I said, today we're talking about my buddies at Izumi. So, they release new stuff, new gravel stuff. We do a media ride every year at Sea Otter. I didn't make it this year, sadly, because it was the same day as the gravel race. And, well, that gravel race kind of wore me out a lot more than I thought it would. So, yeah. So, normally we go on it. Normally we have a huge media ride. And they send us out cool new stuff for the year so we can showcase it and try it out, share it with you guys. I got all the cool stuff. I've been riding it. It's time to talk to you guys about it. So, obviously you can go and we could talk about specifics and what material is everything and how that all works. I'm not going to do that in this video. Be honest with you. That's not how this video is going to go. You want to look at that stuff, it's going to be on Izumi's website. I'll have a link to everything I talk about in this video. It's going to be in my description. You want to look specifics about certain things, it's going to be down there. I'm going to talk about my personal experience with all this and what I think of it. And I'll first start off really by saying that Izumi was one of the first nice pair of cycling shorts I ever owned. I owned the Izumi Attack shorts. I own the cycling shorts that were padded. That's the first pair of nice padded shorts I'd ever gotten. And I loved them. They were great. I raced mountain bike races on them. Awesome. Then I decided to try bibs out finally. And they were the second pair of bibs I got. I tried another one, kind of okay. And I went back and I found the Izumi Attack in a bib form. So I bought the bibs. And that's what I rode for a long time. So I kind of have a long history in my own cycling experience with Izumi and using them and having really good quality stuff and not having any issues with it. So I'm always a big fan of Izumi. They make really good stuff for an affordable price that can just get you out and get you out riding comfortably. Works awesome. So what we have behind me is it's kind of a mix this year, honestly. We kind of got a mix of some gravel stuff. We got a little bit of cold weather stuff. We got shoes. We got gloves. We got socks. We got all sorts of stuff this year. They sent out a whole bunch of things. And then at the end, we'll talk about some Smith sunglasses they sent out as well. Smith's the partner there from the media ride. And I have a pair of sunglasses I can show you guys as well. So, let's talk about what they sent me here. So first up, we'll talk about the jersey here. So, this is the Izumi Pro jersey here in their new color. I kind of like the tri-color here, kind of starting off with the light sea foam, kind of moving down to the black. I like the color design of it. Very lightweight. Supposedly it has SPF 30 built into it. Has a nice gripper right down here at the back. Grips on nice and well. This one also being the Pro, it has, I feel like, a little bit longer sleeves to it versus some of the jerseys I have. So a little bit longer sleeves. And then on the sleeves themselves, there are pretty aggressive grippers right at the edge there. It's kind of hard to see because it's totally clear. And you wouldn't see it unless you tried it on. So there are grippers kind of all along the edge of this guy. And that keeps it in place for sure. I will say if you're a hairy guy like me, they tend to go right about here. And that's realistically where my arm hair really picks up, right there. And it will pull some hair. It's not the most fun experience when you're putting it on, so you got to be kind of careful with them, but they do grip really good right here. They don't move at all. Kind of a nice thing. So, very nice jersey. Standard 3 pockets here. Has a zipper pocket on the back here. Kind of standard stuff, honestly. I mean, if you don't have the zipper pocket on here to store stuff hidden in here, 3 pockets on the back, it's kind of hard to, I mean, it's not, for me, you need those basic things for a good jersey here. Very breathable, very lightweight, works really well in this nice sunny weather. Honestly, in my opinion, a jersey is a jersey. I have multiple different brands of jerseys, and if it fits like this, a jersey is a jersey. If you're looking for something a little bit more kind of aerodynamic, nice, super light and breathable, really nice jersey for it. For me, a jersey is a jersey. It's really cool, lightweight, cool design. Can't argue with it. Works really well. Now we're going to move on to the bib shorts. So these, I think, are my favorite bibs I think I've owned. I like them a lot. And these are brand new. So these are the Izumi Expedition Pro bib shorts here. The brand new. There's a lot to these guys. A lot more than you could see on camera. So I'll start off by saying I saw these the first time on a Facebook ad that popped up. And when I saw them, I'll show you what stood out to me. So, Expedition Pro, these are a gravel bib short, kind of what they're made for. Gravel bib shorts generally have pockets. Pocket bibs are kind of what they're known for. And pocket bibs kind of been around for a while. They have, pockets on the legs, just like so. Standard pocket on this side. This side has a zippered pocket. That's what stood out to me on these guys, was the zippered pocket. So you can put stuff in here. It goes towards the back of the leg. So towards the back versus kind of down like most of them go. So it's going to store it right in there. And then you can zip it up from there. That's pretty cool, is the zipper pocket. That's the first thing I saw in the Facebook ad. Was it a zipper pocket? I thought that was going to be the coolest thing ever. But I've been running gravel shorts with the pocket bibs for quite a while. And I really like them. The downfall is that, yeah, occasionally if you get really into it, stuff can come out of your pockets. Okay, no, not a huge deal. Besides the zipper pocket, make things way better. These are the first ones I've ever seen with the zipper pocket. Pretty cool feature to them. And honestly, with the zipper, I was thinking maybe you'd feel it when you're wearing them. You can't even tell the zipper's there. It feels just like a pair of bibs, which is kind of cool. The thing I didn't notice in the picture is that these are actually a different material. Most bib shorts, most cycling shorts you see, they're kind of spandex material. Kind of what they are. They're pretty smooth, slick, and this is kind of how they are. And honestly, looking at these on the camera, they probably look pretty normal. That's about how I thought too. These guys, you can tell, they are not just that regular spandex, same material every other bib is. These actually are made of cordura, is the fabric they're made out of. So it's a tougher fabric made to be abrasion resistant, things like that, to better suit gravel cyclists. We go out in the forest and expect lycra shorts to hold up to the kind of abuse you take in the forest and in off terrain, off the beaten path areas. Kind of, mountain bikers have mountain bike shorts. Cool. I essentially consider these a stretchy mountain bike bib short. Kind of the best way I can word that. So kind of the same material you'd see on a mountain bike short, just put into a bib form. Nice and keeps, holds close to your body right there. I really like that. It's a very different feeling. You can definitely tell when you wear them, it's a different feeling, but it's not a bad feeling. These are, like I said, these are some of the most comfortable bib shorts I've had. And I don't know if that's the fabric or what that is, but the fabric on these, it makes me more confident that I'm not going to rip my nice bib shorts, essentially. That gonna make sense? Make sense a little bit? All right. So, fabric, really cool. Zipper pocket, really cool. Has two pockets on the back of the bib short. Again, gravel. You want to be able to carry stuff and store stuff on you. Keep it, have different options out there available. Sometimes you're wearing bibs. Sometimes you're wearing a jersey with the pockets. Sometimes you're wearing more of a Hawaiian shirt. Whatever. You want different storage options out there. So, you got two pockets on the back of the bib shorts here, kind of a mesh material, so if something's wet or something like that, still breathable. Works really good there. Then we move up to the bib straps. So the straps are a little bit different on there. They're very minimalist, I guess you could say. A lot of them have kind of a full back on here that comes up and then goes to the straps that come down to over your shoulders. This one, obviously, you have kind of X strap there, so it lets a lot of airflow kind of go on in the back. I think that's a really nice thing. Little bit different design that I've tried before, honestly. And that's kind of the nice fit of these. They work really well. Have the nice pro chamois in here. Really comfortable. Great for long rides. Keeps you nice and comfy. Can't complain about it. Works really well. And on top of that, they're not that heavy either. They're not super heavyweight. They'll keep you nice and comfy, keep you secure, keep you protected while you're out on your gravel rides. Really cool bib shorts. Never seen something like this until they sent them out to me. So we're going to quickly just cover their socks and their gloves real quick before we get on to this guy here, the kind of the winter wear. We'll cover these just a little bit here. So gloves, really cool colorway. Has the gel padding right down here in the palm, right over here in the kind of the thumb area right here, and then right up here essentially on kind of the pad of your fingers right here. So right here, and then right here. Kind of the main contact points you have, especially on a drop bar bike, whether you're up on the tops, hoods, drops, wherever you are. It kind of covers those basics there. Very breathable still. Works really good. Velcro strap to secure them. Very comfortable gloves. Can't complain about them. This is the second or third pair of Pearl Izumi gloves I've had. it's hard to complain about them because they do the job really well. The gel padding makes them really comfortable to have. Then we got the socks here. So I don't think I've ever owned a pair of Pearl Izumi socks up until now. I will say the socks are super thin, super breathable. Most of my socks, I can see you through the sock actually. Most of the cycling socks I have are a little bit thicker. These ones are very thin and breathable. Fit my feet really well. There's honestly not that much to talk about other than they very breathable. They have the arch support built in here with the kind of the ribbed around the arch. I always like that in my socks. They make good socks. First time ever trying them, thought I would tell you guys at least that the socks are very breathable, have good support. They work just like a good pair of socks should. Now we'll move on to the last sort of clothing item that we have here for Pearl Izumi. This is the Pearl Izumi Pro Alpha layer is what this is. This is essentially a middle layer, a mid layer when you're cycling. So for those that live in colder climates, layering is kind of one of the main ways you can stay comfortable while you're riding in colder climates. And I can say I've definitely gotten into that this year and trying to figure out different things that worked and what works at certain temperatures, what's too hot at certain temperatures, trying to figure that out. So this is a mid layer. So I honestly had to ask the guys at the Pearl Izumi booths at Sea Otter about this and go, what is this? I don't think I'd ever seen anything quite like this because it's got the breathability of like a base layer and it's similar to what I have in other jackets. Similar kind of material here where it's kind of that fuzzy material. And then but then it has the pockets, the 3 pockets like a jersey, but it's long sleeve. So I was kind of really confused. I was like, what is this exactly? So what they essentially said is this is a good thing to wear under like a waterproof, windproof jacket. So kind of a lighter jacket, you can throw this underneath, and this would then add that kind of the layer of warmth to you to keep everything warm and breathable underneath. They said it's kind of a jersey, so you can wear this just like a jersey if you wanted to. You can wear it as a base layer if you really wanted to and it's cold. The guy I was talking to honestly said that he wears this just as a jersey, is what he wears this at. With a base layer, it gets too hot with this on. Sadly, it's too warm here. I have not tried this out yet, but I'm looking forward to trying it this winter. And I will let you guys know how it works from there. We kind of getting this winter cycling thing down with layering and all this stuff. So this is what I'm looking forward to using when it gets to winter time again, because I have never used something like this before, ever. I've never even seen anything like this. It's a very different material, very different design. You can actually see right there. You can see through there. So it's breathable, but it's also to keep you warm. It modulates your temperature really well. So like I said, never used something like this before. I will update you guys once winter time comes around and I give this a shot in actual winter temperatures and colder temperatures, and we will see how this goes. But this was a very interesting one that I had never seen, never heard of either before. So really cool. Looking forward to trying it out, seeing how this works in the cold weather. So we'll move on to kind of our last thing here, which is going to be shoes. So cycling shoes. So these are both a gravel pair of shoes. So last year, they sent me out these ones here. So these are the Pearl Izumi Expeditions. Really nice nylon sole, good uppers, has one BOA strap with the Velcro strap right there to keep it secured on your foot. Has kind of your basic feel to them. Honestly, I've ridden many shoes like this. They have tons of grip on the bottom here to be able to do a lot of things like hike a bike. So pretty good for gravel cyclists, if I could be honest here. A lot of what we're doing, we're kind of riding a lot, but then there are times where, yeah, you're going to have to walk your bike up either a giant hill or through some technical single track that you don't want to go down your gravel bike. So pretty nice to have them. 2-bolt compatible. I ran these for the past year. I really like these shoes here. Like I said, they have grip kind of everywhere. They have grip all right here on the midsole. They have grip at the end, grip here, grip on the toes. They have the points for your studs if you need those. They make a really, really good shoe. Breathable. I can't complain. I've used this for a year. I've really, really liked them. So when they sent me out this pair this year, I honestly looked in the box and went, oh, it's just a new pair of these. Just a different color. No, these are a totally different pair of shoes. So these guys are the Pearl Izumi Expedition Pros. So one level up from the Expeditions. So what makes them different than that? So number one, visuals, obviously they look a little bit different, right? It's a different color. These ones have the 2 BOA straps versus the Velcro on there. So I'll be honest, generally when you see a Velcro strap and then a BOA version, the BOA version is going to be the more expensive one. And if there's 2 BOAs versus one, it's going to be more expensive and kind of the model up from that. I kind of missed that. I kind of missed that when I first looked at it, realizing these are actually a different shoe completely. So they have a different material here for the inside and the uppers, a little bit different material than the Expeditions. No problems with that. Also, if we take a look at the bottom is another kind of big dead giveaway I should have looked at when I first tried them. And that's the bottom. And that's that. They look very different on the bottom, right? So the Expedition here, kind of more made for hike-a-bike, I would say. A lot more hike-a-bike, nylon sole. These guys, carbon-soled shoes. Now, I can say, I don't think I've ever owned a pair of carbon-soled shoes. I owned a pair that was like a graphite sole or something along those lines. The first pair of carbon-soled shoes I've owned. And they're pretty nice. Now, what I'll say about the difference is, I would rather hike a bike in these, in the Expeditions, because of that nylon sole. With that nylon sole, you can get a little bit of flex out of them. Obviously, you can see a little bit of flex out of those. With the carbon sole, yeah, good luck. Those things don't flex at all. So, kind of something to think about there. Also, with the carbon sole, you're going to need some sort of protector for your cleat. Make sure your shoe doesn't get all beat up, wore through the carbon. You can also see it doesn't have near the amount of lugs on it as the Expeditions does. It doesn't have the midsole lugs. It doesn't have the point for your spikes to go in here if you wanted to run the spikes. It doesn't have a lot of that because it's made to be more of a riding shoe, not necessarily a hike-a-bike. Now, could you do hike-a-bike in these? Sure, you definitely can. I've hiked a bike in shoes similar to this before, and now I've had no problems. Is it a little more tricky? Yes, because they don't flex as much. So you're kind of walking around on these lugs here, and it's not quite as, what's the word I want to use? Not quite as comfortable and inspiring when you're hiking in them, but it's definitely a possible thing to do. So why carbon soles versus the nylon sole? So carbon soles, because there's no flex in there, you're getting a full power transfer into the pedals. Now, does that make a difference for 90% of us? Probably not. I'll be honest, you'll notice it while you're pedaling, but is it a huge deal breaker for most of us? Probably not. Most of us are going to be fine kind of going for something like the Expeditions. That's what I would recommend for most people out there, is the Expedition. The Expeditions are just going to be a little bit more, of course, cost effective for most people. They're nylon. They have a nylon sole. You're going to have a little more grip on the bottom if you need to get off, hike a bike, a little more traction. Like I said, you miss your pedal and you need to stand on your pedal for a second while you get clipped in, or you want to be unclipped for a section but still pedal. You have tons of traction here in order to grip onto it. I can say I run egg beaters on my gravel bike, and I've pedaled on this midsole a couple times just because that's where my foot landed. I wasn't ready to clip in a certain spot, and I was able to pedal right here. So you have a lot more traction here. You're riding in muddy conditions. Of course, you have your spots for your spikes too. With that, there's no problem with the fit for these either. These are a great fitting shoe. The Velcro, you pretty much set it once. You don't have to worry about it. The boa is easy. The boa is easy just to reach down and dial that boa in, and you're set to go. So, works great. Great shoe. I feel like this is what most of us kind of beginner intermediate cyclists would be looking for. Kind of the Expedition. Now, looking for that next level and you're looking for that ultimate power transfer, the dual boas on here, a little bit more breathable, different material, and ultimately a shoe that gets better power transfer to your pedals, the Expedition Pro is definitely the way to go. I've done a couple rides on it, and I myself can tell there's a difference in just how stiff it is. That's the biggest difference. Am I going faster on them? No, definitely not going faster on these versus the Expeditions. I'm not going slower either. It's just a different feeling on there. You can definitely feel it's a stiffer sole. But again, nothing wrong with either choice. The Expedition Pros are going to be for the person looking for that optimal power transfer to the pedals. That's what this shoe is going to be made for. It's for, exactly like I said, pros. Kind of your higher intermediate level up into your kind of experienced expert level cyclist. This is going to be the shoe I'd recommend for you. Otherwise, that Expedition shoe works great. I have no complaints about this. I'm going to be running the Expedition Pros this year just to get a good feel for them and see how they are. And, from that point, and then ultimately after a year, I can kind of decide which one I like better. And we can talk all about cycling shoes after that point and talk about what really you need to be looking for in a good clipless shoe. So obviously we have all sorts of cool stuff here from Pearl Izumi. Big thanks to them for sending this all out so I can try it out, show you guys some cool stuff. It's now time to look at a pair of glasses here from guys at Smith's. They're partners with Pearl Izumi for the media ride. So they sent me out the They sent me out my gravel helmet that I'm riding for the past year. I really like that helmet. And this year they sent out a pair of glasses here. So these are the Smith Defy with Chromopop lens. These are the lichen frame with Chromopop violet mirror. Is what we got here. So nice case, nice Smith case here. Go ahead and unzip that guy. Inside of here, we got our glasses here. Let's see. So let's go ahead and open these guys up here. And inside of here, so we do have our glasses here. And then on top of that, they do offer a clear lens as well, which is kind of cool. So you have the clear lens if you don't want the shaded lens, you can have the clear lens, and they got a little pocket for it in the sunglasses pouch. Really cool. It kind of just goes with it. So really interesting sunglasses. Kind of that greenish look with the violet kind of glass with the violet tint on there. Pretty nice. It has the adjustable nose piece that you can pinch together and get it to fit your nose, however big your nose is or however small your nose is. You can get that to fit really well. And let's go ahead. We're going to try these guys on. So there we go. So there's those. Again, I don't know why people send me glasses because I can't see with glasses, but you know, whatever. I will try them out because I know a lot of you guys want to wear them, want to check them out. So really cool glasses. They fit really good, fit nice and tight along the top here. Real nice and tight there. They fit good right here. It's just the back corner, I would say. This back corner right here, right in here, pretty easy. Not super tight to the face. So they will fit good on the top, and the bottom's pretty decent too. It's just that very side, the back corner, not the best. Come back just behind the ears, just behind, so they shouldn't get any in the way of any helmet straps, anything like that. And they are pretty comfortable. And like I said, you can either use these tinted lenses here, or you can use the clear lenses depending on the conditions you're riding, or a sunny day, cloudy day, whatever that is. It all goes into that bag, which is kind of cool. That the glasses, you know, the glasses bag they're in, which is kind of a neat thing. A lot of them just included in the case, but in the bag lets you just grab that bag and just carry that with you, versus having to carry the whole case. So kind of neat they have that. I like the color of them. They're kind of a different color that I don't think I've ever seen before. Kind of that, I don't remember what color. Oh yeah, lichen is the color, and the violet lenses. Pretty neat pair of glasses there. So if you're looking for a nice pair of cycling glasses, check out Smith. Pick yourself up a nice pair of glasses here. So like I said at the beginning, this is kind of my experience with this stuff. I could tell you all the certain specs on everything and what all the material is and all that kind of this video, but you guys can do that yourself. Honestly, some of you guys can do yourself and research for yourselves. Like I said, I'm going to have links in the description to everything I talked about here, so you guys can check out price, material, everything like that. You guys can go look at all that yourself. I just wanted to give you guys my personal experience with all the new gear they sent me out and let you know from pretty much an individual's perspective how this stuff is all working for me and what I like, what I don't like, what works good, what I recommend for you guys, and kind of give you just my opinion on it all. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Big thanks to Pearl, Izumi, and Smith for sending out stuff and helping with this media ride every year. It's the Otter Classic. It's always a blast. Always great to talk to you guys. So thanks for sending stuff out and supporting creators like me. If you guys enjoyed the video or at least learned something today, give this video a big thumbs up. Appreciate the support. Any comments or questions, let me know down in the comment section below. Love talking to you guys. Love answering questions you guys have. And I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching today.